In this video, I'm going to talk about how I made $19.9 thousand in just 30 days. And this was actually back in January. This is primarily with my coaching offer. So for those of you who are interested about going down that route to make, some of the real money, you can almost call it, then, this is going to be for you. If not, then, yeah, this is still going to be cool just for the sake of me being transparent with, the way I run things, how I did my marketing. And yeah, I'm really just going to be doing more of these types of videos where I just kind of pull back the curtain to show you guys what's working for me in hopes of being able to kind of spark a little bit of a fire in you, especially if you are a beginner, because yes, I do think it's in your best interest to start at step one, but I do think it's also important to see what can transpire when you do go about it the correct way. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with the left side, and hopefully you guys can see this. If not, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. But really, I started with crafting an offer that kind of fell under the category of supply and demand. Okay. I had the code on how to make money online. I have done that. I did it very well. And that was me being a DM setter, right? So I did that for about a year and a half. I knew how fast to do it. What else? That's how to do it in the simplest way possible. And all of those things fell under the category of DM setting. And that's something I had a huge amount of experience in. And so that's one of the most important things you want to consider is you want to have something that the market actually wants and desires. Because if you just make something up and you think that the market actually wants this, then it's not going to go pretty for you, right? This is why in my marketing, in my videos, and anything I put out there, I do try to make it apparent. Like, you have to go and actually do something. You have had to have done something, because if you don't and you've never done anything before, then you're kind of just going to be wasting your time, especially if you want to go down the coaching offer route, because you need to know what you're talking about. You need to have support there for them. And ultimately, it's just really important to make sure you have that conviction in yourself when you're on sales calls, when you're trying to sell people into your program, that you know very firsthand that this can work. It can literally change their lives. And I have that. Okay. So that's where I started. I didn't start by making anything up. I just had something that I knew that the market wanted, which was making money online. And it just so happened that I had the easiest vehicle to get there, because ultimately that's what it is. DM setting, super easy to get started. And yeah, so moving on to the second one is framing, right? Framing is super crucial when it comes to marketing and just trying to put anything out there in general. If you want to go and read this book, Expert Secrets, I highly, highly recommend you do. Russell Brunson is one of the giants in this space, and he kind of talks about framing things as a new opportunity. DM setting, don't get me wrong, is still fairly new. It's been around for a minute, and particularly working people's DMs is like newer than, a traditional appointment setter. But nonetheless, this is a new opportunity, and I fed into that. I tried my absolute best to make sure I framed it that way, because that's what it is. And you'll know when you read that book, you're going to learn about what a new opportunity is versus an improvement opportunity. And you want to stay away from improvement, because people don't like to upgrade. They like something new. And for example, like if you're watching this and you've dealt with shiny object syndrome, you probably fell for, the whole new opportunity thing. And it's not like a scheme or anything like that. If it's new and it's genuinely new, then, kudos to you. Just try to leverage that as much as possible, because that's only going to make things as easy as possible in terms of the marketing, speaking to people, and, kind of selling them something that they haven't seen before. And if it can deliver results, which it absolutely should, don't get into business if you can't deliver on those results, then even better, right? We're going to go ahead and move on to the third one here that has massively helped my growth, the speed that I've been able to do it at, and that's legitness, right? And legitness isn't even a word. I just said that because I don't know if you guys have ever seen that meme of that kid saying that was legitness. But credibility went a long way with me in terms of the amount of support I had behind me, the people, the network that I had access to that literally nobody in this space has. All right. As you can see in this picture here, I am, quite literally clicking glasses with Jeremy Pogue, one of the giants in the space as well, inside of a cenote in Mexico. And if you know what a cenote is, it's just a cave. There's like bats flying all over the place. But this is a sign of legitness, credibility. People see this and they're like, oh shit, like this guy's for real. And, don't get me wrong, not everybody is going to be able to have this to leverage it, but I want you guys to at least put it into your head how important it is to get into that umbrella, to be able to call yourself a part of a family like his, or, anybody else's in the space. So that's why when I hear people that they tell me that, they're not seeing any results with outreach, it's because they're not throwing the right intentions out there. You, instead of asking people for roles, well, you need to start networking and building actual relationships, because then it's going to be super easy. And you know, that obviously helps with when you get to the point that you can leverage your network. You can say, look, I've worked with X, Y, and Z. It just makes everything so much easier. And you know, I obviously had to put in the work for this. Like, this didn't just come about. I wasn't at this client retreat for no reason. No, I actually gained results. We hit a record month, 220K, 2-person team. So, you know, it's a really heartfelt moment. And that's why, like, we are so close. We have a good relationship going. And moving on to the next one that I think had a really good impact on why I was able to do 19.9K in 30 days is I threw rocks at the enemy. I believe this is something you're also going to learn in Expert Secrets if you do buy the book. But this is one of the videos, in my honest opinion, that made me the most money, right? If you can see, you go back to my videos, the one before this, the one before that, you know, the views aren't anything crazy. It's not like tens of thousands of views. No, it's like 300 views, 100 views, 200 views. But this one was the one that popped up, or that popped off, I guess I can say. And that's, you know, quite frankly, the reason why I made that amount of money, because I continuously had people coming onto my sales calls telling me how this video directly spoke to them. And don't get me wrong, again, I wasn't like bullshitting. I wasn't making anything up. No, I was being serious. I was being genuine in that video. And it's kind of funny because I made that video with no intentions of it like reaching that audience, that amount of audience that it did. I really felt like I was just kind of making a video to fill the spot on my like content calendar, and it just happened to do very well. And sometimes those videos perform the best, right? And this is a perfect example of me always referencing back to it and telling myself, like, not every piece of content has to be perfect. For example, like this video, I really just whipped up this quick like flow chart, and I'm making a video now. I have no script. I have no bullet points. I just have like a couple of sections that I want to talk about. But that is the reason why it did so well, is because I was just being truthful. I was being authentic. There's no editing in there. I was just saying what was real to me, right? And so many people, I can't tell you guys, they came to the sales calls and said, dude, like everything you said in that video, I felt 100%. And that is the type of marketing that you want to make, where it speaks to your audience's biggest pain points, their biggest questions. I'd imagine people that were looking into IPGA, they had these concerns. And when they watched my video, it not only confirmed those concerns, but it made them reevaluate their entire situation and said, you know what, I need to actually start at point A, and instead of just jumping straight to point D, E, F, whatever. So that really did its wonders. And yeah, I'm going to continue to make marketing like this, and in hopes of just really speaking to my ideal avatar, the person that I want to partner with and help, right, get into DM setting. And the next one is client results. Now, client results just does everything. I only put like a very small fraction in here just for the sake of sizing. Let me make sure you can actually see them. But yeah, really what I did with all of my marketing in every single one of my videos, I mainly talked about how the people that join the program are winning. And that's because they are, right? I'm not making them up. But you see there's a couple of screenshots in here. Calum landed a new role. He just cracked like his first $500 on his new role. I think it was like in his first week. David, 400 in commissions. He's actually done 800 in the last 5 days. We like onboarded him, and 2 days later we landed him his first interview. So that was awesome. And you can just read for yourself here. There's a bunch that, you know, we share in the community. But Leon doing $1,000 in commission. He's actually in Bangkok, Thailand right now, which is dope. And Keith, nice $500 PIF. He actually had $1,000 day after like I uploaded this. I should have probably updated this. And yeah, a bunch of other wins, right? But that is what kind of goes alongside with the legitness that, you know, I was talking about a little bit earlier, where if you have the results, then everything else in terms of your marketing, your sales even, just gets so much easier, right? As long as you can confidently say like, oh, David actually just made $800 this last 5 days. Why wouldn't you hop on? It's so easy once you get to that point. So that's what it's going to do for you. And yeah, if you know, you're kind of wondering, okay, well, I don't have any client results and I'm trying to build a whole business here. I don't have any business building, but I would highly advise you guys, if you guys are going to go down that route, go get case studies first. Like I promise it's going to be your best possible bet to go work for free and literally just tell people like, dude, I'm just looking for a case study. You don't even have to pay me. Just let me get results for you and let me say that I helped you a lot, right? Or you can make me a case study video, whatever that looks like. But as soon as you get that case study, like everything changes. And I say the same things to my guys that are actually becoming DM setters, we're having them inside of a role, whoever they're helping, like DM setting for, right, making commission like from them and working their DMs, that is still a case study in their own. So if they do eventually decide to branch off with their own business or into sales or whatever that looks like, they have case studies to be able to leverage. But you can imagine if you're a first time comer, you're trying to get into the online business space, you're sending a bunch of cold outreach, asking everybody if they have a role, but then people ask you like, well, do you have any results? Like it's hard. It's hard to be able to say, no, I don't have any results, but I promise I'm a really good worker, right? So that's kind of the hump that we like to get over, or like to get people over here in the First Class Setter program, where we get them past that first client. We like essentially help place them. So yeah, if that interests you, call down below, go ahead and lock that in, but that's not what this video is about. And then lastly, I want to go over what happened or why I was able to even get to this point. Why was I able to make $19.9 thousand in 30 days? And that's because it all happened because I started remote DM setting. I became a remote DM setter. I found my way into a network. Unintentionally, I paid for it, but that's what transpired after that. And here's a hoodie of the company that I was working for, Summit Acquisition. And like I mentioned, I could talk about the results that we generated there all day. And ultimately, that's how I got to this outcome, how I made this amount of money in 30 days, right? It's crazy, I know. But it all literally started with remote DM setting. Had I not gone and gained this experience, I would not have been able to make that amount of money. And I don't mean to toot my own horn here, guys, but I will say very confidently, I can probably go build whatever business I want. Like I can hit 10K, 20K, 30K even with whatever business I decide to choose from this point on. Why? Because I have so much insight in terms of the network that I have. I have so much support. I have so much real experience partnering with somebody who has collected the amount of cash that I dream of, right? But I've done that and I bit the bullet. I didn't immediately hit 10K a month, but I consistently did 3, 4, 5, eventually 10, eventually 11K as a remote DM setter. And look what it did for me. Now, I hope this is living proof for you guys. If you're kind of wondering, should I get into remote DM setting? Should I even work for somebody? Is it worth it? Like, it will never not be worth it, because the experience, I know it's not tangible. I know it doesn't completely reflect inside of your bank account, but trust me when I say, guys, you will thank yourself in the long run because you will never have to worry about money again. Let me know what you guys thought about this type of video. I really just kind of, did it off the whiff, but I figured I really want to be transparent and, hold nothing back, because yes, it is about remote DM setting and how it's the best, vehicle to get into the online business space with. But I also do want to keep things into perspective for you guys and make sure like this is the end outcome. The end outcome is not remote DM setting. It's not staying there. It's development. It's growing from there. And just getting better day by day. I'll see you all in the next one.